Second, 1 second. I thought I wiped my camera off really good. Okay. What's up, family? What's up, y'all? Tasha checking in with another video, and this is going to be none other than my review for Life After Lockup, Season 6, Episode 6, and the title of it was We're in a Bad Situation. What's up, Kelly? Welcome to the live. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and like this video up. Subscribe to the channel. If you have not subscribed, make sure your notification button is on. And we about to get into this week of this show, this review, this episode, all of that. If I had to give this show a review on a scale of 1 to 10, I am going to give it. What's up, Abby? Welcome to the live. Thank you for dropping in. I will give it on a scale of 1 to 10. What's up, Janae? I am going to give this I'm gonna give it like a 6. Okay, y'all let me know in the comments what y'all would give this week review. I'm sorry, this week's show rating. Okay. I hope y'all had a great Sunday. I went to church. It was awesome. And then I had brunch with a girlfriend and I was helping her out with some business things. And so that was dope as well. Okay. So let's get into this show review this week. We're going to kick it off with Will and Courtney. Now, if my voice seems a little raspy or whatever, I'm still trying to get over this cough that is just lingering on. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully it will go quickly. Janae said, hey, just stepping in to like the video. Didn't you finish watching the episode? Yeah, I understand, child. Thank you for stepping in to like it. I understand. Let's get into this episode. Let's start with Will and Courtney. I'm sick of Will. Will, every time we open up the show, Will is yelling at Courtney. And I'm just thinking to myself, Will, you have to blame yourself for the situation that you are in. Every time they open up, he's yelling at her. And if I was Courtney, I wouldn't want to be bothered with this old linky weirdo either, because he sits up here and he act like that he didn't just marry a convict, like straight out of Compton. This girl came straight out of jail, and now all of a sudden you're shocked because she is the way that she is. And in my opinion, she made a mistake, which landed her back in jail for a short period of time. Okay. I think now that she's trying to get on the right track. But like most of them, when you get out, you don't have anything. And so she looked to other people to help her with finances and things of that nature. And so it's just kind of like, you can't necessarily get mad at her because she looked to some other sources to help her financially. She needed the help. Now, Mark is creepy in all aspects of the word. Okay. And then she has this girl that we don't know what was going on with that. I guess they was gay for play in jail. I don't know. But she uses the resources that she can so that she can live. And you're her husband. And if you're not going to take care of her and help her, what do you think she's going to do, Will? That's all I'm saying. So anyway, we open up. He's still in the front yard of Courtney's house. He's still yelling at her. Courtney said that Mark, he's also saying to her, Courtney, Mark isn't the one that put a ring on your finger and that married you and everything like that. And he keeps trying to throw that in her face. I was the one that married you. Yeah, you married her, Will, but that's all you did. You didn't hold her down. You wasn't there for her. Yes, she messed up. Yes, she has to take ownership of that. But you also took vows, for better or for worse. You didn't honor the worst part. You just looked at the better part, I guess, because she wasn't even better yet. She had just got out of jail. And her mom also says in this episode, well, this is what you both get for marrying right out of jail, like soon as you got out, right? And so she's saying, yeah, Mark didn't give me a ring. He also didn't give me a fake ring, Will. And Will's still trying to make us believe that he brought that ring for $10K and that it's real. We all know that it's not real. He said he got it from some jewelry store or whatever, some online store. We know it's not real, Will. Why don't you just admit it? You blaming Courtney for lying and having sugar daddies, but you can't keep it 100 with the ring. They're in the confessionals together, which I thought was weird. And in the confessional, he says that, he felt for her and loved her, and he didn't get the same from her. She starts to laugh while he's pouring his feelings out, and I was just like, wow, that's messed up. But she says laughing is the way that she processes things. And in that moment, I kind of understood what Courtney meant, because I used to, and sometimes I still do it, have a nervous laugh. Like I could chuckle a little bit in a situation that's not really funny, and it's because I'm trying to kind of make the situation not as tough as it really is, right? So I do that sometimes. So I get what Courtney meant in that moment. Will, fast forward, is saying that he's going to get her to sign these papers, and he's saying if she rips up these papers, he has several backups, so he will present those to her as well. She's not trying to sign them papers. She says she don't know what she's going to do. I don't think Will wants her to sign the papers either deep down. I think they want to work on it and really be together because Courtney feels like Will would be her cash cow. Will probably still loves Courtney because even after he left her house, he gets in a car and he starts crying or having a moment. So I'm just kind of like, you know what, y'all need to really go to counseling and work this situation out. She gets on the phone, she's talking to her mom. Her mom is basically telling her, just sign the papers, move on with your life. That's what y'all get for marrying each other so quickly. Y'all shouldn't have done it, okay? And that was it for them. I don't understand why they're still on this show for real. Why don't you just sign the papers and then we could be done with them because that's all they really had going on. Excuse me. Excuse me, y'all. That's all they really had going on. They need to be off of this show. I don't want to open up another segment with Will yelling at Courtney. Okay. Let's move on to the next couple, Letitia and Keith. I don't like them either. They need to be off of the show. They have nothing going on. Okay. Um, they're up here still talking about some fake Stephanie woman, which I don't even think it was a real woman. Um, they just set up here and made this up so that they could have something to have a storyline about because they have nothing. Okay. The kids are about to be on their way home. The kids come home. The little one comes in the house. She hugs up on Keith. She's so happy to see Keith because that's her dad, right? Dad. And the oldest one comes in looking depressed and sad as ever. I just don't know if I don't feel like this girl is putting on. Some people may say maybe she's just putting on for the cameras. I believe that this girl is actually really sad and does not want to be bothered with having Keith in the house. I don't think she trusts him. Something is going on deep down inside there. And Letitia is so goofy and fanning out over Keith being in her bed and at her house. She's not even going to take the time to notice that her daughter has this depressed look on her face. If my daughter had a depressed look all the time, and she always was walking around mopey, sad every time Keith was brought up, every time he was around, I would have to take a pause. I will let producers know, listen, I'm gonna have to take a time out. I need to talk to my daughter. We can't film for the next day or whatever. Go on to another couple. Something will have to happen because you don't want this to get worse. And then she ends up running away or ends up confiding in a younger dude and get in his bed and turn to drugs and alcohol, all types of stuff that she may use to self-medicate, Letitia. So you need to focus on your daughter. She's at a age where she's very impressionable to do reckless things. I think she's like 15 or 16. So you need to focus on her and stop trying to just care about Keith and his son with this fake storyline. Okay. The kids come. Letitia says she wants them to have a family night out and all of that. The daughter gives Keith a side little church hug or whatever, just because she was being respectful. All right. So they go on to the bowling alley. When they get to the bowling alley, his son rolls up, and I don't know who his son got dropped off by, but his son is 15 years old. The son comes in. They start bowling and stuff. He tries to talk to the son, asks him what's going on. Keith then talks to the oldest daughter, and he asks the oldest daughter, like, what do you like to do for fun? She says she really doesn't like to bowl. And he's like, what do you like to do for fun? And she says sleep. The girl says she likes to sleep for fun. Letitia, red flag, red flag. Who else likes to sleep for fun? Depressed people, sad people. And then she goes and says she likes to do sleep for fun. She's a teenager. You mean to tell me a teenager is going to say they like to sleep for fun? You need to look into that, Letitia, and stop being a goofy up here fanning out over Keith. All right. So They go off and they let Keith and his son have a moment and talk. That conversation wasn't really important. Letitia keeps acting like her and Keith are prime, great parents, and defects has their stuff messed up without letting the boy come to them. Letitia, you have a record. Keith has a record. I don't understand. Defects has to do what's in the best interest of the children. Keith has 3 kids by 3 different baby mamas. He just got out of jail. He has a lot going on. He has a lot to prove to the system. And if they want to award custody of his son to him, and I don't understand why they're pressing this situation at this time. Again, because they don't have a storyline, right? Because Keith's son is living with the father. This whole time I thought Keith's son was in foster care. No, he's living with Keith's father. So it's not like he's not with family. So I don't understand why they're up here acting like this boy is in freaking foster care or something. Keith's son is living with his grandfather. So they could work on themselves, get the stuff together that defects want them to get together, then get the custody of the son if that's what they want. Letitia up here saying we want all our kids together, all in the house. You up here worried about what's going on with Keith's son, and you got a daughter that says she likes to sleep for fun. You need to focus on that. Real talk. Okay. What else happened with them? They went to the court. They went inside the court. They came out from the court. The court told them that they cannot get custody of the son. It is going to be delayed, that they have to do certain steps to get custody of him. They came out of there and was acting like they were so distraught. Keith acted like he wanted to drop a little tear. It was fake. There was no emotions there because this whole thing is trumped up and it's a horrible, horrible storyline. I don't know why people use their children as storylines, but that's what they're doing with this because the boy don't seem like he's distressed or in a bad situation. When I saw him, he looked like he was clean, healthy, and happy because he's living with his grandfather. So y'all need to cut this crap out. Anyway, moving on to the next couple that has nothing going on, Justine and Michael. Justine, I did not know this. She lets us know in this episode that she was married for 10 years before Michael. Excuse me. Still got a cold. Um, and so I was just like, you were married for 10 years before Michael, Justine? Dang. She said it was when she was younger and all of that. And, they had their issues. Of course, it broke up. She was married to the kid's father. Okay. Now we move over to Mike, and she is going over to the dress shop. I'm sorry, she's in her marriage with Mike now, and now she's headed to the dress shop with Mike's daughter and her daughter. She gets to the dress wedding shop, right? And she's up here looking at dresses and everything like that. She's up here letting us know that she always wanted to have this perfect body, and she doesn't like the way her body is now. Justine is one step away from having a tummy tuck, a BBL. I'm telling you, the next move she's going to start making is getting some cosmetic surgery done on her body. I'm telling you, she's going to turn into a plastic Barbie in a minute because she keeps on talking about her body. This is like the 3rd episode she done talked about it. Justine, there's a lot of women out here who do not like things about their body, and they go and they either get some surgeries done, or most of us that don't have the money to do that, we have to watch what we eat, work out, do different vitamins, things like that. Okay. And so as you get older, you're going to learn that your body is not always going to look the way that you want it to look. However, you got a man that seems to like it. So why are you trying to make this body? Who are you doing this for? I'm telling you, she's trying to get on Instagram, be an ambassador and all these other stuff. She's trying to be this Instagram model, and she got all these house full of kids that she needs to focus on raising. Okay. She talks about how her mom, now she wants to blame her mom, how her mom always made it feel like that she had to have this perfect body and this good body and all this stuff. I'm sick of Justine blaming her mom for everything, okay? I'm not saying her mom was the perfect mom, right? And I definitely wasn't there during her rearing years. But I will say that you're going to stop blaming your mom, especially when you have children. You had them young. You got married young. The kids have different fathers, different things like that. From what we see from you, what's up, Joseph? From what we see from you, you seem to be hard-headed and do what you want to do. Justine loves blaming her mom for everything, and this is why the mom don't rock with her, and I'm gonna tell you why in just a minute. So she goes and tries on this dress, and this freaking dress was the worst possible. Justine thinks she is like a size 2. Baby, your size probably 14 at best. 12 the minimal, okay? Because that stomach was stomaching in that mermaid dress. It was not flattering for her body. She should have had a dress that came out more at the midsection and she would have looked beautiful. I don't know why women don't buy their sizes. When you buy your size, you look better. When you buy small clothes, you look crazy. And I don't know why she thought that dress was good. Of course, her daughters are there. They're young. They're going to amen the dress and say it looks cute. It looked horrible. I would have kept it 100 with my mom. I would have been like, Mom, that is not the one. Say no to the dress. Okay. But she wanted to try on this dress. Mike calls. He sees the daughter. And Justine says, Don't I look cute? I don't know if she showed him the dress or not. He was on the phone for a second. Then he got off. Justine starts talking about the relationship with her mom again to Michael's mom. Fast forward, they get back to the house. Michael's mom is telling her she needs to just sit down and talk to her mom. Justine said her mom growing up was not one of them type of moms that gave hugs and love and all that other stuff. Now, in this moment, I resonated with Justine because my mom is not that way. She did not growing up tell us she loved us and gave us hugs and stuff like that. She just wasn't that type of woman. However, we knew she loved us, but she's not affectionate. My mother isn't. So I understood what Justine was saying. But I don't blame my mom for everything of mistake that happens in my life. I also made my own decisions in life. It's not my mom's fault, right? My mom did the best that she can do. And I got to a certain age where I made certain choices and decisions, some good and some bad, right? And so Justine says she's going to call the mom. She tells Michael's mom she's going to call her. Justine calls Michael's mom, right? And when she gets on the phone with her mom, she's like, Hey, what's up? I'm like, Well, dang, that's how you greet your mom, Justine. What the heck is wrong with you? So the mom is like, Hey, what's going on? She's like, me and Michael going to have a wedding, and if you can come, then the mom is like, Well, when is it? It depends on my schedule. And she was just like, Justine starts tearing up in silence, and I'm just like, Girl, you call your mom at the last freaking minute. See, that's why your mom don't bump with you like that. You gonna call your mom at the last minute as if your mom don't got a life. The mom is probably still working and everything, and this is probably what you've been doing your whole life, calling your mom at the last minute. And the mom is like, Great, now I gotta drop everything. You're inconveniencing her. You think because she's your mom, she's supposed to get up, drop everything, and run to you whenever you call. You're a grown woman. You should know and respect your mother's time. Joseph said, Also, I thought that it was bad luck, right? If the groom sees the bride in her wedding dress right before the big day. Me too. That's how you know they just don't got no storyline. They just full of crap. Um, she just treats her mom, in my opinion, like an afterthought. She uses her for what she can use her for, because word on the curb is that that house that they're in, the mom has something to do with that. It's either in her name or she gave them the down payment or whatever it is. But she treats her mom like an afterthought, and she uses her mom a lot. And the mom is probably getting tired of it. Just like when she was pregnant with the last child, told the mom at the last minute. And it's just kind of like, and then going to ask the mom, is she going to be there? The mom lives elsewhere. She got to book a flight. She got to take off from work. She has to do certain things to be there for you. And it's not fair that you just let your mom know at the last minute. And then if she can't make it, now she's a bad mom. Justine, get your life together. Get your life together, ma'am. Get the proper wedding dress, because that one was horrible, and get your life together. And Mike talking about he gonna freeze some of the credit cards when she about to go out for the dress. Mike, get your life together too. Both of y'all are a hot mess. Y'all doing too much. Mike, go get a 9 to 5. Work on your side hustles on the side until they can replace the 9 to 5. Then only do those. Justine, take care of them freaking kids if that's what you're going to do. Work on something on the side at the house. And stop trying to snatch your body up and be an Instagram model and be all over the place. Y'all doing too much, in my opinion. And everything y'all doing is crumbling and falling. Anyway, that's it with them. Let's move on to the next couple. Joseph said, I think Justine's mom should. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry about that. I think Justine's mom just wants her to get it right. Right. someday, decision wise, right? From what we've been seeing on the show, Justine is very impulsive from quitting her job to have multiple babies. Absolutely. And you know what? That makes her mom feel like that now she has to take on the downfall of whatever decision making that Justine made. And I just spoke to my daughter about this. I said, when you make decisions as an adult, it affects other people. So, yes, you're an adult and you can make your own decisions, but you have to make sure that those decisions don't affect somebody. And because you don't live in the world alone and you have a family, every decision you make is going to affect somebody. Okay. But Justine is selfish. She's a spoiled brat and she wants things to just be her way or the highway. But then when she needs somebody, she wants them to drop everything, run to her defense, be there for her. And if they can't, then something's wrong with them. Let's move on to the next couple, Bianca and Dan. I would have never thought that I would not like Dan. I would have never thought that Dan would be the one. I started off like Bianca is annoying. She's going to get on my nerves. She's going to drive that man back to doing this. She's not going to, I was blaming her for a lot. And Bianca, I apologize if you ever see this live, right? Because Daniel has turned into a-hole. Like he is turned into a real jerk. Okay. So we get to this scene, this episode. Remember, he jumped out the car. Bianca's like, why are you jumping out the car? So she said, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and drive to the house by myself. And Dan is gonna walk home or whatever he's gonna do. Okay. He said it's gonna take him a while to get there, but he'll get there. Okay. Because he said he didn't want to be in the car with her at the moment. And I'm trying to understand, what did Bianca do that made you say you don't want to be in the car with her at the moment? I didn't see anything that she did, but Dan don't like her no more. He's over her. And I'm going to tell you why. Dan is now doing well. Dan has a job. Dan has a car. See, when a man or a woman starts doing well in life, when they were with somebody and that person didn't judge them or nothing or tried to help them pick themselves up and elevate, when they start elevating, they will quickly forget what that person did, and then they start acting brand new, and they start acting like, oh, I could do better than this person, or I can go on and do this and do that. I don't need them no more because I'm now doing better. And I think that's what Dan has going on. Joseph said, I thought the same thing. For once, I actually felt bad for Bianca. Right, I just wanted to give her a quick little hug or something. Yeah, me too, because I was thinking, girl, you need to leave this Negro alone because he is not worth it at all. Okay. So Dan gets to the house because Bianca already went because she was in the car. Dan gets there. He's pulling out dishes and dropping them and banging them and stuff. Bianca comes out. She's like, why are you dropping dishes and things like that? Bianca is telling him that, your drinking is irresponsible. And he doesn't want to hear anything she's saying. He gets on the video games. He starts playing the video games. And then he tells her to F off. And I'm just like, boy, where did this all come from? He is now treating her like trash. Okay. So she said, I don't have to deal with this. I'm going to go sit in my car. She goes to sit in the car to be by herself. Okay. Bianca needs to break the lease because he's a felon. Most apartments do not rent to felons. So I know the apartment is in her name. She needs to freaking break the lease. I know it's going to be on your credit, Bianca. Break the lease. Go back home. I think, where's she from? California. Because I don't think it carries. Because when I moved here from DC, I had an eviction on my credit in Maryland because I had to break the lease. I lost my job. All type of stuff had happened. When I moved here, that thing was not there. So I don't know if it doesn't transfer from state to state or what happens. But she needs to break the lease. You have family back where you're from, Bianca. You have friends back where you're from. Leave this drunken jerk where he's at with his family and go about your business. Because Dan told us, excuse me, Dan told us that he cannot afford that apartment on his own. And he can't. So then leave his tail. Because he can't afford it on his own. He's going to end up back at his parents' house. And then when he gets back to his parents' house, the road that he's headed on, he's going to start drinking, hanging out with them wrong friends, and then he's going to find himself back in jail. So just let him fester and let him live his life. So fast forward, Dan went to work. He's coming home from work. He says, I'm glad that Bianca said that she's going to go hang out with one of her friends so she don't have to be there when I get there. When he walks in the house, he says, oh, you're here? Like, I was like, you know what? He was so surprised and shocked because he didn't want her to be there. He wanted to be there by himself. She's telling him she didn't go. She didn't feel like going. She's telling him she's depressed. She is up here telling this man that is supposed to be in a relationship with her that she's depressed, she didn't want to go, that she's feeling bad and down. Do you think that he cared? Do you think that he sat down and said, oh my gosh, why are you depressed? Let's talk about it. No. He started cussing. He cussed at her. He left and walked around when she was trying to talk to him. He told her to admit that she's toxic. Like, he just kept pushing and pushing and pushing down on her. It was so horrible to watch. It really, really was. And I was just like, Bianca, get out of this situation. What else happened? So he says, I'm glad. I think Daniel's talking to another. I think he's talking to another woman too, because when he was in the confessionals, he got a phone call and the producers was like, who is that? And he gonna smile and all this stuff like that and didn't say nothing. It was just bad, horrible to watch. And so basically they're breaking up. Okay, I don't know why they just didn't show them breaking up. They're gonna save it probably to the next episode because what we've got like maybe 2 episodes or 3 episodes left. I think they go to 9 episodes, I believe. So they're probably going to try to save it to the end. Joseph said, plus Bianca said he gets a check every week, but doesn't put anything towards the house or nothing. He doesn't deserve that apartment if he isn't going to support his weight. Exactly. How you ain't putting nothing to child? Listen, a raggedy man drives my blood pressure up. I cannot, I will not, and I will never take care of a grown, able-bodied man. He just is treating her. And this is why I agree with you, Kelly, because this is why he's acting like this, because I believe somebody else has his attention. He's starting to do better in life. He has a job, a car, and he got his whole video game system and got somewhere to live and stuff. He is elevating a little bit. In his mind, he's elevated a lot. We're seeing it as you just elevated this much, sir, because you still just got out of jail, got a drinking problem, all that. He ain't looking at that. He looking at the car and the job. And so he think that he is big stuff and he don't need Bianca. And then he talking to somebody else because, excuse me, the way he's moving makes me feel like that's what he's doing. That's right, because recently then you got locked back up. What? Karma spun the block on his trash self. Yes. Hold up. He got locked back up. Now, I didn't hear that in the streets. Wow. And see, I didn't even hear that, and I said it. Wow. Let's move on to the next couple. Dan is trash. And Bianca, you can do so much better. And another trash individual is Demadric. First of all, like my thumbnail says, I don't trust no man that has a bust down part in the middle with braids on the side. Okay? I don't trust it. Okay? The only dude I trust like that is Jaden Daniels of the Washington Commanders. And yes, baby, we won our opening game day. Okay? Shout out to the Commanders. Other than that, I don't trust no dude that's still rocking 90 plats. Okay. At least Jaden Daniels is twist and they look neat. Demadrix, his hair gives me F-boy and it gives me like he about to go out here and he look like he got 6 kids. Okay. He's disgusting. And the women, what is it about Demadric that got y'all up here looking foolish on these good old TV streets? What is the problem? We open up with Joella and Demadric being so inappropriate at the boy's birthday party. They used this boy's birthday party for taping, and it was a horrible, horrible taping. They was cussing, arguing, all types of stuff. It's supposed to be about y'all's son. And y'all set y'all tails up here. and went back and forth, being very inappropriate. Not the 90s flats, right? The brat rocking back in the day. Exactly. That's exactly what he got going on. No, and the brats look better than his. The Modric just he looked like an F boy with them plats. I'm telling you. And he is. So Joella is really hurt, y'all. And Joella's hurt because she kept saying out of her mouth, stop sleeping with me. Stop sliding in my bed. Stop coming over my house. Stop texting me all this stuff. And that's why she was like, party's over, sped off out the parking lot, didn't care about her son's birthday party because she's hurt, because she loves him. She has 3 kids with this dude. He keeps sexing her. He keeps see sex. It is very intimate. Your soul gets involved in sex. That's why it's nothing that you should just be doing with any and everybody, because you link on to that person. Demadric was Dem- you said Demadric was mopping the car instead of washing the car. So sex is just something that when you do it with the person, you are linked to them. You have that soul ties with them and things like that. And that's what's going on with her. Like she loves this guy. And she just cannot get over the fact that he's not choosing her because they have 3 kids together. Women be thinking that a baby is going to keep a man, and it's not going to keep a man. That just means that you just had a baby with him. That don't mean he's going to stick around and stay with you, right? And so they sit up here arguing. She spits off the parking lot. His father has no wisdom. And I cannot stand fathers like that. They will not check their sons and say, look, stop playing these 2 women between each other. This is why she's mad. This is why she's acting this way at this birthday party, because you sitting up here playing both of them against each other. His father up here telling some y'all need to work it out. No, Dad, you should have told your son when he came to you, you should have said, this is happening because you were playing these women between each other. You sleeping with one of them, well, sleeping with both of them, going back and forth between their beds. And you need to be man enough and stop doing that and choose the one that you want to be with. But on the flip side of that, the women got to take accountability too, because stop opening your legs to this guy. They not stupid. You freaking know that he going over. If he telling you he's going over to the baby mom house to tuck the kids in, really at night, he got to be over there for hours to tuck the kids in. So she clearly knows, Kiana knows that he's over there doing something that he should not be doing. But no, she wants to keep him as a prize, as if I've won or something. Just stupid. So what else happens? So he calls Kiana when he gets mad at Joella. So he goes out in the parking lot. Joella is leaving. He calls Kiana because remember, Kiana dropped him off. She has to come back and pick him up. Okay. He's playing them both. What else happened with that? The dad just tells them they need to find common ground. They don't need to find common ground. He needs to stop playing. And that's what I mean when his dad has no wisdom and he's not telling him anything. So fast forward, he's out there washing his car, right? He washing the car. Kiana comes out and she's like, oh, do you need me to help you with the car? He's like, yeah, you can grab a rag. It wasn't no rag in the bucket, okay, to wash the car. And so she's like, oh, you're playing with me and stuff. She likes the little play that he does, okay? But everything is not funny and play, Kiana. While you up there playing around with him and thinking that life is gravy with him, he up there making Joella mad, sleeping with her, telling her all these things that he wants to do with her, making it a lie, okay? She said, and Kiana knows this is true. She said, why would Joella keep saying that y'all sleeping together and keep bringing that up if it's not true? She's like, are you sleeping with her? And he's like, no, lies. But Kiana knows this. She knows he's lying. She just don't want to admit it to herself. Then he tells Kiana that Joella is crazy. Something's wrong with her. Now all of a sudden she's crazy. Now you bad talking the mother of your children. Now she crazy. Now she ain't crazy. You keep sleeping with her and telling her things that she want to hear. Probably so she won't put you on child support. I'm thinking that's what he's doing. Joseph said, I bet even if Kiana did break up with Demadric, he still wouldn't be faithful to Joella because he's a dog. He wouldn't. He absolutely wouldn't. So she says, but are you sleeping with her, right? You're saying she's crazy, but are you sleeping with her? He's like, I'm not sleeping with her and all of that. So, what else? He tells Kiana, she's like, you ain't answering my questions. He said, you know what? Just go on in the house, take your A in the house because you're not helping me. And she goes in the house and closes the door. These men on this season are very comfortable, a lot of them, with disrespecting these women. They be cussing them out, telling them where they could go, and the women don't say nothing. See, it couldn't be me because I know how I am. You cuss me out and we gonna have a problem. The whole neighborhood is about to hear me go on you because I'm not about to just walk back in the house and you talk to me crazy. And if I do walk back in the house, I'm gonna be grabbing my stuff and leaving the house. Now you got me messed up. Anyway, that's all that happened with them. Moving on to the next couple. If you ask me, Joella, stop opening your legs to Demondrick. Cut it out. Y'all got kids together. Co-parent. Excuse me. Find out how to co-parent. Do that and move him out your life. Kiana, you need to leave him alone too because he's cheating on your tail and you know it. Don't nobody got to tell you. You know it because Joella, you got to look at the actions of the other woman too. Why is she acting like this and everything? You got to think, Kiana, he's cheating and you know this. Both of them need to leave that dog alone and let him go back to his mama's house. Anyway, moving on to the next couple, which is going to be the last couple. Thank you all for joining me. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the Redefine Me channel and make sure your notification buttons is on. Brooke and JK. Brooke and JK, right? Last couple, y'all. So Brooke is asking him on the phone that did he sleep with Alex? So this is after the fight that she had with Alex last week. She's still in the parking lot calling JK, asking him, did he sleep with Alex? Of course he is denying it, right? He's like, I didn't sleep with Alex and all this stuff like that. Lies, lies, lies. I believe everything that Alex said last week 100%. For Joella to put him on child support, she has to be completely done with him. Yep, and his BS. The reason she's been holding back is because she's still waiting in the rain for Demadre to come to save her. Yep, she still has hope that Demadre is going to be with her, and he's not. So Brooke goes and picks up the test results. Remember, she went to the doctor. They ran the blood work and everything. Now this is crazy to me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you go to a doctor and when you go to the doctor, they give you a urine test to see if you're pregnant. Wouldn't they be able to tell you right then with the urine from the doctor that you're pregnant? Like, why would you need to go and have blood work done? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm old school, but when I found out I was pregnant with my daughter, they did a urine sample when I went because I was having pains in my side. Excuse me. And so I was having pains in my side and they did a urine test. And the urine test came back that I was pregnant. Ain't nobody take no blood work, and I had to wait and get papers and all this other stuff. But I don't know. That was 20 something years ago. Maybe it's different now. I don't know. Y'all let me know because I don't know. So she goes and picks up these test results, and then she calls JK's mom and says, "Is your trifling A son at the house?" Brooke is just ghetto. Even if you don't really care for somebody's mom, it's still your elder. Have some class and respect. But she is classless. She is ghetto, gutter, hood, trailer park trash to its finest. The way that she acts on here, and you got two kids that is going to watch this on YouTube and say, oh my God, look at how my mom is acting. You got two boys that's going to go to school and somebody going to pull his mom up on YouTube acting a whole fool or getting done up in somebody's living room on an air mattress. Like, girl, seriously? That's what I'm saying. But I guess the pregnancy story all dramatized for the show. It was because you ain't got to go get blood work done and everything to know that you're pregnant. They could do that with a daggone P test. Okay. So anyway, she rides over to JK mom house because the mom said he was there. Brooke walk up to the garage and says, hey, I'm here. And the dad is like, oh Lord, there goes my piece. sorry, the dad is over it. The dad is been done with Brooke and JK. The dad been done with Brooke and JK when the season started. He is just over it. So Brooke just has this nasty. She just nasty. Okay. She said JK hasn't. Hold on. I'm sorry. Okay. Producers asked, "Have you had sex with Alex?" to JK. JK said no. The producer said, "Are you a good liar?" And he said, "I mean," he said, "Are you lying now?" He was like, aha. He shows all three of his teeth while he's laughing. If they ask if he's a good liar, because he is lying. He know he slept with that girl. He know that she had got pregnant by him and had a miscarriage. Okay. The father is like, let's get the results. Let's get the results out the way. We don't need no drum roll or nothing. Open the paper up. What's the results? So everybody's sitting in the living room waiting. And Brooke opens up the paper. And the paper says, "You are not the father, JK," because she is not pregnant. And I knew she wasn't pregnant. And so she sits up here. JK is happy. You can tell by his demeanor. She sits up here and get emotional and goes in the bathroom and start crying. Why? Because you wanted to be pregnant so bad. You wanted to be pregnant so bad so that you could say, "Nah, nanny boo boo, you got to do what I tell you to do. I'm going to have you on a leash for 18 plus years and you're going to be with me." She wanted to be pregnant so bad. That's why she started crying. JK made her JK made her cry when he said, "I dodged that bullet." Yeah, I think that was part of the reason too. But I also think too, a part of that was because she really wanted to have that baby so that she can lock him down. Lock him down, right? She really wanted that. But he has been treating her like a jerk. And then all of a sudden, when she's crying and she goes in the bathroom, he comes up behind her and says he loves her and they're going to work it out and all this other stuff, right? And so the mom is just like, listen, y'all need to get yourselves together. If y'all going to start clean and be together, start right here from ground one and just be together, okay? And so, what else? That was it with them for real. She not pregnant. JK going and making her empty promises, saying he gonna be with her and all this other stuff. JK's freaking lying. He slept with Alex. He's not being honest about that. These two are toxic. They are the epitome of a trailer park trash relationship. It's just horrible. And this ain't no shade to the trailer park community, okay? Because there are some nice trailers and some good people that live in the trailer park. Y'all know what kind I'm talking about, like the nasty gutter, like they sleep with their cousins. That trailer park, we talking about that. But that couple is ridiculous. They're horrible. JK is going to continue. Soon as he gets off that ankle monitor, JK is going to start acting like Dan. Soon as JK get off the ankle monitor, and I think he has some form of job, nothing real major. But soon as he gets the car situated and all of that, very toxic, Kelly. Soon as he get all that stuff situated, he gonna be acting just like Dan, and their relationship is not gonna work. Duck Dynasty type of energy, right, Joseph? So that's it. That was it for them. Again, I gave this episode a 6. Y'all let me know what y'all gave it on a scale of 1 to 10. Those were all of the couples. Yeah. I think we got like a few more episodes and then that is it. I have started doing my reaction videos. If you all have not known, excuse me. Hopefully this cough will be gone by this week. Ugh. So reaction videos. On Thursday I do true crime reaction videos. On Friday I do body cam reaction videos. So I've already did my first 2. They are up on the channel. He said he's going to marry Brooke. Child. I know what he said, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe he's going to marry Brooke. Marrying them two getting married would be the worst possible decision. Brooke needs to focus on raising her sons. JK needs to focus on just being able to be out as a single man, be reacclimated, because they kept accusing him too of being on something. And then the mom is saying we can get you into rehab or get you help or something. So I don't know if he's went and took something or went and used something, but then in his confessionals, JK did say, it's hard to resist temptation out here. It's all around now and all this stuff. He was talking as if he has used some form of drugs. So I don't know. I don't know. He probably has, dabbled a little and did something. I don't know. But anyway, we shall see. Reaction videos. Two of them are up already. If y'all want to go check those out. True Crime on Thursday, Body Cam on Friday. The Shy. When The Shy comes back on, I am going to start reviewing The Shy. Yes, I am very late to the party reviewing The Shy because I've been watching The Shy since the beginning. But I'm going to go ahead and start reviewing The Shy. So that's going to be one show that I add to my list of show that I review, cuz I want to do like Love is Blind. I want to do Married at First Sight. Yes, I love The Shy too. I want to do all of those, but I just don't like the like doing Love is Blind, right? The first couple of episodes, they're in these pods, and then you have to talk about the people, and it's a lot because the juice of it don't get into it until they, hook up and they see each other and all of that, right? So I don't like doing that. Married at First Sight, I might do Married at First Sight if it comes back on. That'll be. Oh, you like BM? Yeah, I like BMF too. Um, I might do Married at First Sight if it come back on, but I'm definitely going to review The Shy when it comes back on for the next season. Okay, so y'all keep y'all notification buttons on. Y'all look out for those things if you all love those things. I'm definitely doing motivational Mondays on tomorrow. I have started dropping a lot of little cooking type videos for the woman that doesn't really know how to cook as well. Just little things. You may already know how to make those things, but there are some people out here in the world who do not know how to make those things. So I've been doing shorts lately on little cooking little shorts. Joseph said I tried to get into these new age dating shows, but I just can't. The last dating show I watched was I Love New York. Wow. That was a long time ago. Wow. Yeah, these new age dating shows, um, Love is Blind to me happens to be the most weirdest one of them all. Married at First Sight is crazy because I feel like they're playing with the sanctity of marriage, because if they don't want to be with the person after, I think it's 3 months or something like that, they can just get a divorce, right? But that's not the way it works in the eyes of God. Like, you married that person and took vows. You were in a legitimate marriage. So even if you get a divorce from that person, you're still married to that person in the sight of God, right? And so I feel like, why would you want to go on that type of show knowing that you are, excuse me, legally married? And it's a pastor that's on there that's one of the counselors for the show. And I'm just like, that's just, but I still watch it to see, what's going on with the show. But I just do feel like they play with marriage a little bit too much. I'm also going to introduce a new segment called New on Netflix, and I'm probably going to do it in the form of shorts. And so I'm going to be talking about because Netflix drop a lot of new things, and I'm going to talk about some things that I'm watching on Netflix that is new, to give people something to watch or binge watch if they're interested in doing that. Okay. All right, so that's kind of the content, the flow of things, where it's going. And if other things do arise, I will probably put them in short form instead of video form. But for the most part, the flow of the videos is going to be Love After Lockup, When the Shy comes back, my reaction videos, and that's probably going to be like the basis of just when I go live, what it's going to be about. Oh, speaking of Netflix, did you see the Unknown Number documentary? I did not. That is something I'm going to watch next. I just finished watching the Hurricane Katrina documentary, which I wasn't going to do it first because I was like, I heard about the Hurricane Katrina. However, the Hurricane Katrina documentary was very good, and I did not realize the things that those people went through during that time. Tyler Perry new movie. Oh my God, it was trash, Kelly. Yes. Tyler Perry did that movie to make a quick coin. It was almost like he took 24 hours to make that movie. It was the worst thing ever. If I never see Medea in nothing else ever again, I would be absolutely fine. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. I agree, Kelly. I'm also I'm going to be doing thumbs up, thumbs down movies, and it's all going to be in shorts. So shorts pop up, y'all will see I'll be talking about new on Netflix, things like that. And so that's kind of the lineup and the way I'm going with things. So y'all go ahead, drop in the comments, let me know. Replay gang if y'all are interested in those type of things. And that's what's going to be coming forward on the channel. As we grow, different things will grow. I'm trying to get different backgrounds and different equipment set up and stuff like that. So as we go along, different things will grow and you'll see the channel start to move and grow. Okay, we're almost at 1K subscribers. So excited. Make sure y'all sharing the video out, tell people to join the channel. And I'm hoping by the end of this month that we will be at 1K, because I'm really close. I think there's a Hurricane Katrina documentary on Hulu. Oh, it's one on Hulu as well. Oh, okay. The one on Netflix was really good. It kind of, a part of me though, at one part of that documentary, it was almost like they were going too much into the victim mindset. After, way after Hurricane Katrina was over, they start to play a little victim a little bit within the black community. And I kind of picked it up just a tad. It wasn't a whole lot. It was still a good documentary, but they were talking about all of the aftermath also that they had to deal with years later and things like that. And so if you haven't seen it, get into it, but I'm definitely going to talk about it on a short that I do. Okay. So I love y'all. Thank y'all for joining me, and I will see you all tomorrow on a short. All right. I love y'all so much. May y'all have a happy and blessed Sunday and a prosperous work week. Okay. I love y'all. Bye.